What's happening? Another live Sunday night with the Gastlecast. Come to hang out. You're at the right place. Because tonight
we're hanging out.
We're hanging out, and we're going to talk about all the different events that happened this week, and maybe even give you a little information for this week's upcoming item drop, which is very exciting. Hopefully you guys enjoyed 4th of July week with Mischief Toys. I know I did. It was really hectic for us, although it was fun. I love seeing all the energy and all the excitement and everything else. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. And I thought in this live, we could discuss a little bit of how that behind the scenes action happens, sort of the inner workings of what we do here with Mischief Toys. Remember, it's only Heather and I. So when you're opening your, brand new packages from Mischief Toys, they have literally been handled by Heather and I. I don't know if that's a positive thing or not. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
We do this with every single package. Whoa, what's that?
I was slapping up my top. I don't know what I'm doing. It shows you I don't know what I'm doing. But this week was really great.
Is that why I'm always sad?
Probably. This week was amazing, and I just want to thank everybody for their support. I know we thanked everybody in every single video. I think it's fun doing these week-long drops. It gives people something to look forward to, and it's something I wish that I personally had the opportunity to be involved in, but I can't. I'm the one putting the show on alongside Heather, or actually mostly Heather and me along for the ride. By the way, can we all just show heart emojis or heart love, whatever, for Heather for just killing it this week? You got to remember, anytime something goes up for sale on mischieftoys.com, it will go up, and then most of the time you'll notice things sell out almost instantly. And Heather then goes back through all of the orders to make sure that they're not fraudulent or people aren't buying doubles, and cleans up the entire list of people who have made their purchases. And then Heather will make sure to put those items back up online. And I think that's amazing. Heather does a great job at that. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. Heather spends so much time doing it. And in fact, this week I sort of got frustrated because I was like, look, you know, you got to stop doing this. We can't go through every single order. We can't dig this deep. It's just too time consuming. And Heather said, no, we got to do it. It's very important. And, you know, our fans deserve this. This is what they should, this type of service they should be getting. And she's absolutely right. I was absolutely wrong by telling her not to do it, and I'm glad that she did. And that's the type of business that Mischief Toys will be forever, mainly because Heather is running the entire thing. Because look, I could have knocked this thing off the track a long time ago, because I'm just a big old shithead. But Heather over here, she's killing it, cleaning up house. And so Heather, we thank you for that.
Thanks.
As you can tell, there's a lot of heart emojis. People are
Aw.
loving you. They're really excited and happy.
Well, I would like to let them know that you helped me create some of the decals this weekend.
Oh my God, this week has been nuts.
It's been so crazy.
So this is the very first 4th of July weekend of my life that I did not attend a cookout, see a firework, hang out with family, hang out with friends. We did none of that. We literally wrapped and packed the entire weekend. I think I worked more this weekend than I did the previous couple of days or 3 days at my daily job.
Yeah.
Like, we worked around the clock. We woke up, had breakfast or lunch or whatever, ran right out to the warehouse and worked literally all day, all the way up until like past midnight. We worked until like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning.
One day I think it was like 2. I think last night was about 1. We
Yeah.
were supposed to go to our friend's house, but we were just so busy. And on top of that, we what did we do? Oh my God, why am I blanking? Oh, we had the drop last week with all the merch, and that was
Right.
a complicated drop, you guys. Let me explain why a lot of the merch didn't get shipped out like super prompt. So it is incredibly difficult to ship out that many items. You have to like organize all of the orders by what's in them. So for example, there were people who got just a lanyard. There were people who got a lanyard and a pin. Like, those are easy. Those are small items. I can print all of those orders at once. I can put them in a little bubble mailer and send them out. But then there's people who bought a sticker book plus a magnet plus a lanyard plus like a t-shirt or whatever. And that's more complicated because 1, you need to gather all the orders, and 2, I always, when I'm printing orders, I print them by like the size of the box to try to help keep us organized. And last night I handed Chris some orders and I was like, these are sticker book boxes. So get a stack of these boxes, and this is the only box you're going to be using for this stack. And then I took some boxes that were like Ghastly size boxes. So they had like, I think the radiated Ghastly or regular Ghastly plus like keychains, lanyards, or whatever. So it's like super time consuming, where when we do just a pin drop, most people buy just the pin. So it's so easy to get those out because it's like, okay, I just need a pin sized envelope. We pack it and then that's it.
Yeah.
So if you guys saw your pin orders being shipped before your merch orders that happened like a week ago, that is why.
Yeah, it took us a while to combine all those items into one bubble mailer or box or whatever. However, we got through it. We were able to do it. We killed it. But thank you, everybody, ordering, putting all your orders in for not only the 4th of July items, but all the different merch that we had up to include our common, Demonstro, common Ghastly, and all of those brand new keychains and things. We appreciate you guys. It means a lot, right? Because you're basically watching Mischief Toys grow, and we're constantly coming up with new ways to be innovative. Also finding ways that we can connect with you even better. through like here, obviously. Also on Instagram and doing our giveaways there and trying to connect, making promos and just doing a lot of things to make you, kind of love Mischief Toys that much more and also feel more connected to it. And I think so far we've done a pretty good job of doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely. One thing for me personally, one of my favorite things to do are promos. I love making our promos. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed the Radiated Ghastly promo that I created. I loved how it came out. I had it kind of in my head how it was going to be, and it basically came out exactly as I had envisioned.
No, it wasn't.
The only thing that was different was that I wanted to have a bomb in it, and I didn't include the bomb.
And you didn't include the grass.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah, that's
Cool.
fine. Okay. But by the way, Heather, you just showed me that. Let's talk about that now because somebody had messaged us on Instagram, and I like to just see what you guys think.
No.
No, because I actually like the idea.
I like the idea, but we are so busy during those times. It's easier for us.
Well, I'm
to
thinking
do it.
Fridays to drop it, and then it's due
The
on Monday.
problem is they will start posting now. That's the thing.
That's rough. Yeah, so somebody messaged us and they said...
So here's the thing.
Well, can I just put it out there so they understand what we're talking about
Can
first?
I finish telling you? So I would say nothing is eligible unless...
It's posted that day.
Yeah. So, okay. So what we're talking about is Mischief Mondays. And there are some people that'll post, like, as soon as we announce it. And I just want to remind you all that, like, those posts aren't eligible for Mischief Mondays. Like, you need to post between 12 a.m. Eastern and 11:59 p.m. Eastern on a Monday. And I've seen people post on, like, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
And we can't count those if they, like, use the hashtag. So we would really appreciate it if you would just wait for the time frame and not post that hashtag on a different day. Because it sort of complicates things and confuses us.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, Mischief Mondays. Heather, do you want to go ahead and tell them what Mischief Mondays is going to be tomorrow?
So tomorrow, Monday the 8th, will be patriotic. Last week we did red, white, and blue for the 4th of July. This is like 4th of July winding down. I just heard fireworks.
I'm hearing them right now.
Outside our window.
Yeah.
So I think patriotic is fun. July is just all about red, white, and blue, fireworks, the flag.
Ryan Riffle saying the same thing. I wish you all put up the category earlier. I completely agree, and I think that we'll come up with a way in which to do that and try to be a little bit, because I feel like you need like Funko like gives people a date before, like
sometimes,
they're like this photo's due tomorrow.
Sometimes they'll
right?
do like a whole week.
Yeah, but it's always the night before you find out what the photo is going to be, isn't it?
No, they put out a whole post and they're like, this date is this date is that.
No, I understand, but they'll say that, but it'll be a week from then. So people can get
right.
geared up.
Yeah.
We're not giving any. Their point is we're not giving them time to gear
up. I understand.
Yeah.
So we should do it differently. Maybe we could post all 4 at the beginning of the month and just state, like, you're not eligible unless you post on these dates, and then the Sunday before can be, like, a reminder.
Right.
That would be cool.
Perfect.
The problem is, I literally just came up with patriotic right now.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I wrote to
With
Chris.
patriotic, I feel like we're getting almost the same as we got last week, but it's okay. It'll be fun.
No, I think it can be interpreted differently.
Okay. Very good. All right, so this week is patriotic. Now, let's talk about a little bit of behind the scenes in everything that we did over the weekend. Wow. So, as we mentioned before, trying to get all of these packages and everything together was crazy. Wednesday, when I got home from work, we were trying to finish up, I think, one of the pins wrapped up. And once we got the pin wrapped up, I think Wednesday was Radiated. So on 4th of July, we spent the entire day wrapping Radiated Ghastly. And then from henceforth, we were wrapping up pins. We were wrapping up all those miscellaneous Mischief Toys pieces as well. It was basically, if the order happened the day before, we were wrapping things we're wrapping things from the day before each day. So it was really a lot. we made a ton of boxes. We had a ton of bubble mailers. I was ripping a ton of bubble wrap. A lot of this stuff is like in your head when I'm thinking about it. Like when I think about we're gonna get ready to ship out all this stuff, in my head I'm like, oh, we're gonna go home and we're just gonna get this stuff out. It's gonna be rock and roll. And then when I get home, I'm like, here's a stack of boxes I have to build. Here's a bunch of, bubble wrap that I have to rip off piece by piece. So there's a lot of like all these extra things. And the really messed up thing about this particular drop is that Max is typically here. And Max always helps us out in a really, really big way. He does, I would say majority of the boxes built for figures. He always does that for us, and don't panic. I always make sure that he gets paid or he gets a new video game or whatever. I always hook him up. He always gets top-notch shit in return. But him being here always is very helpful. And so this time it was Heather and I. So not only was Heather working on shipping labels and orders, and on top of that, she was also running with the shipping labels out to the warehouse so we could then wrap and pack everything. On top of that, then we had to create those stickers, the decals. Yeah. The Coven of Mischief decals.
Well, that was my fault because I started those like a month ago and I printed them all off. And that's the easy part. But then the hard part is what I did not do, and it's called weeding. So essentially, you take it's a piece of vinyl, and my machine cuts it out, but I have to manually pull off the parts that need to be pulled off. And I didn't do that. So we didn't actually have very many made.
Right, yeah.
Like fully made. And then you have to put the transfer sheet on top.
Super behind.
Yeah, I was very behind on that. I was like, oh, I got plenty of time. Well, I did have plenty of time. I just was so busy doing other stuff randomly that I didn't actually have time.
Thank you all for the kind word. I see a lot of kind words. I'm trying to like continue to talk as I'm reading them. And I'm a one-track mind, but I saw most recently Lucky Duck 420. Thank you. That's super sweet of you. You all rock, Heather and Chris. I would say Heather is just murdering it. When I'm watching her, when I watch her run around here and doing all the things that she's doing, it makes me so proud that I have her to team with. She is such a great team member, teammate. I'm more of a pain in the ass. I screw up a lot. I argue a lot, and I get really tired.
He does argue a lot.
There's a lot of that.
And what else
I'm a horrible team player.
What else have you done twice in the last 2 weeks?
What have I done? Oh my God, there's a lot. I don't know.
What are 2 very big no-nos that you have done in the warehouse the last 2 weeks?
I don't know.
On 2 separate occasions, you spilled full drinks.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, so if your boxes smell like Truly, that's why.
They didn't actually get on the boxes, thank God.
Right.
But I'm always very concerned about that.
Right.
I always tell him, I'm like, Chris, you need to move your drink. Oh, it'll be fine. And then like 10 minutes later, oh shit.
So some insider knowledge. I always like to give insider knowledge on what we're doing. We got screwed up a couple times this weekend because we ran out of certain wrapping material. So we actually ran out of stuff to ship out these guys, which we have on order, and we're going to get them prepared tomorrow. All these will ship out tomorrow. That's right now the plan, unless we're struck by lightning or something or hit by a car. That's the plan, to get them out tomorrow. So if you haven't seen them, that's why, okay? I just want you to know that now. You're probably wondering, how are you packing these up? Well, we're putting them between 2 pieces of cardboard, and we're putting them down inside a bubble wrap and all sorts of stuff. I will tell you there's a sticker involved with them. Something I'm very proud of with what we do. Heather and I talked about this a long time ago. I think it was the very first one was Valentine's Day Ghastly from years back. Heather and I had this conversation, and I think Noelle came up with a really cool piece of art. And I was like, that would be so cool to print those stickers out, or print those out as a sticker, and we ship them.
I think it was Zombie first. Did Zombie come before?
No, definitely wasn't. Because you know why I remember? It was the head with the hearts coming out of his mouth. Yeah.
Did the zombie figure come before Don't Be Mine or Be Mine? Because we did stickers
remember.
with zombie.
Did we?
Someone in the comments will know. I think
Yeah.
it's funny how we run this whole thing, but we don't know what
But
goes
that's
up
the one I
first.
remember it from, though, was Valentine's Day. Because then I asked you, can you find a way to get these printed where they're hologram? Like they shine or whatever. And you were like, well, let me look around. And you, you ended up finding a couple companies, and then we found one that we have continued to work with now, right? That's the
Yeah, sometimes they're a bit frustrating.
Yeah.
But we like the quality of their stickers.
Their quality is amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm really proud that we went with the idea of making stickers for every single drop. I feel like we've been pretty consistent with that. By the way, in fact, let me take you for a walk for a second, because I think it's important to show this off. So look, this is MischiefToys.com. So MischiefToys.com, I don't know if you've been there recently or not. I'm sure you have because of what happened this week. But MischiefToys.com has a lot to offer right now. So the Monstro is there, Ghastly is there, Ghastly Plush is there. The Mischief Toys sticker book is there. And that's why I'm kind of showing you this right now. The sticker book is perfect. It's a one-stop place for you to store every single sticker. And it sort of works like a trading card book. Right? It has like little plastic sheets all through it. And I think each page can hold nine different ones. And
Plus the back holds 9.
And
so
the back
18
holds
per
9?
page, and it's 20 page. It's 360 stickers.
yeah, so
It's incredible.
it can hold stickers. What else did we it can hold pins, because I fit pins in there as well. I like to put them in the wrapper so you don't have the little spikes sticking around. But you put them in the wrapper. And then I believe it can hold like different trading cards as well, although us Mischief Toys have not done a trading card. Is that possible that we do something like that in the future? Maybe, who knows? But we haven't done that yet. But we also have these keychains available. We have Ghastly keychain, and we have this Mischief Toys logo keychain.
And if you're in the Coven, we also have a Troublesque keychain.
We sure do. So let's talk about this website for a second, because a lot of people get confused. And I'm going to let Heather kind of talk us through this. Each of these here now, right? Mm-hmm. We have all these different places or links.
Yeah.
So Shop Ghastly is where you find what? Anything to do with Ghastly.
Not anything.
Okay.
But any figure or plush that is Ghastly.
Okay, so any figure or plush. Next step for Heather and I, or for Heather really, because she kind of controls all this, is to archive a lot of this old stuff. I think that's where we're going with this, right?
I think so. It
and
would
sort of
make
showing
it,
a museum.
I think it would make it easier on you guys and on us. It's cool to see the past stuff in this tab. We might leave like 3 or 4 sold out listings or something in the future. I'm not sure. But we'll see how it goes. But I would like to pull them from this page, and I'd like to have like another tab that shows everything we've done.
Okay.
I think.
And then Shop the Monstro, obviously, anything to do with the Monstro is here.
Yes, figures and or plush if we ever do plush for the Monstro.
By the way, I'm just interested to know, because when we end up putting up commons, they sell out like so fast, and it's been cool that these have actually held up. However, they have been selling like wildfire. Mm-hmm. How many of the commons do we have left? Wow, there's only 38 Maryland Ghastlies left?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are
Holy
almost gone.
crap. Are we ever going to make those again?
I don't know.
I think I'd like to make small batches of those.
It
I think they would be good for
depends.
local things.
Yeah.
65 Ghastly figures and 40 Demonstro.
Wow.
That
so
Demonstro
common
is low.
classic Ghastly,
Classic Ghastly
Demonstro.
and Classic Demonstro. Yeah, 40 left. And then the sticker books, there's about, 96 of those left. So there's a bunch of those available, which is
Good.
great. So we have Mischief Toys merch.
So this is anything merch related. So anything that does not fall into the plush or figure category. So your pin board will be here. Your pins, your keychains, your lanyards, your decals, your sticker books, your magnets. We did patches at one point. I think we have a couple patches left. So they will always be there, and as long as I don't screw anything up, the new stuff always pops on the front. I have made it that way, so there was a point in time where sometimes it would be on the top and sometimes it would be on the last page. I don't want that to happen ever. So I just make them populate to the very top.
This black metal ghastly pin is one of my favorite pins we've ever done.
It's so good.
I love that pin so much.
Same.
I love the figure too. So there's your sticker book, the magnets. Man, we shipped so many of those magnets this weekend.
Been insane.
Holy crap. The amount of
insane.
magnets that went out. Thank you guys for ordering them.
Yeah, you know what?
Especially that Mischief Toys logo car magnet. That thing is friggin' huge. Is this it? Look how big this is. It's humongous.
It's awesome.
Yeah, in fact, I think I'm going to stick this on the back of the car.
Cool.
Because I don't have one of those. That's cool.
The problem with my car is that I don't really have a big enough area.
You don't got a big enough
to put a
rear
magnet.
end.
Yeah, not a.
Now I don't have a problem with that. I got a big rear end. All right. So then the next one is what?
Mischief Toys Protector. So it's protectors only. And the cool thing is, when we do have Ghastly protectors in stock, or with Demonstro, for example, go to Demonstro.
Go back to Demonstro?
Go to the Demonstro page.
Okay.
Click Demonstro.
Okay.
Scroll down. You can add the Demonstro protector and then add to cart. Click that.
Oh, click the little box.
Click add to cart. Now go to your cart. It puts both in your cart.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's 2 clicks.
Oh, that's a great. That's a great. That is a great. I'm Mario. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very good. When did you add that?
A couple weeks ago, I guess.
That's a great feature.
Yeah, thank you.
Then we sold out of the Ghastly protectors right now.
Yes,
the regular, like the normal ones, right?
Yeah, so we still have the OG Ghastly protectors. So it's the same size box as the regular Ghastly protectors, but it's like if you flipped a regular Ghastly sideways. So it's a bit more long than it is tall.
Right.
So those are for your original commons.
Why didn't I take the Demonstro pictures in the common Demonstro? But I don't know why I did that.
I don't know why either, and it drives me insane.
Yeah, that's stupid.
It is very stupid.
Maybe I'll redo that.
Yeah, but anyway, God. So the wide protector is for the original commons, which is the wider box. It's for first run and it's for initiation specifically. But if you want to put your regular Ghastlies in there, the logo and the flap would just be on the side.
Okay.
So it's up to you guys.
Very cool. All right. And then now the Coven of Mischief tab did not exist for everybody at one point in time, right?
Correct.
This just explains what the Coven is.
Yeah, so initially, the Coven of Mischief tab would only populate for Coven of Mischief members. But we got so many questions all the time. How do I join the Coven? What is the Coven? Blah, blah, blah. So right here, we explain everything having to do with the Coven. And if you scroll down a bit more, the Coven of Mischief will open next January 2025.
Oh, wow. So you put the next date on there.
Yeah, not the date, but the next...
Well, yeah, the next time.
Approximate.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know you added that. I like that. Very good, Heather.
Yep. And
Very
then
good.
Membership details. If you purchase May of 2023, your...
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Your membership will expire on June 3rd, 2024. So that's when we put the new Coven up. If you purchase November or December of 2023, your membership will expire in January 2025, date to be determined.
Okay, very interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool. Can we log into the Coven of Mischief and take a look and see what that looks like?
You're going to want to click off of this.
Okay.
And then go to my account. Because I don't think you have an account.
Okay.
It's that
this one?
Yep.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh. That I can't.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. I don't know why you clicked off of that.
Because I'm a big old dummy. That's why.
Can you sign in, please?
Yep. Oh.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on.
Click it again.
Boom. There.
Okay, stop.
Uh-huh. Done. Go ahead.
Go. Oh.
Who's the dummy now?
Me.
Oh, there we go. Okay, now we're in. So let's take a look at this.
Hold on. Yeah.
Right? Okay, so here we go. Let's capture it. If you're in the Coven, this is what the Coven will look like. So it's the Coven Stead tab.
And the
which is up here.
a coven stead is where a coven goes to meet. So that's why I decided to call it the coven stead, because I think that makes it easy for you guys to recognize you're meeting here when there is something from the coven available.
What was the original name we were going to call it? I had another name, didn't I?
I don't know.
I thought
Probably
I came up with something
fucking stupid. Like you.
Wow. Okay, let's take a look.
No, I'm just kidding.
So,
I just don't remember.
We got the Blood Red Coven lanyard. We shipped a lot of those. The Coven keychain, the refrigerator magnet, and then we have these Coven of Mischief decals, which we have a red and white one. Coven of Mischief lanyard.
Which is black and white.
Right. And then the Coven of Mischief regular common shirt. Coven of Mischief snapback hat. Oh, and there's the old nickel pin.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
And I might be pulling that down. I don't know if we'll reproduce that one.
This one?
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah, that's it.
Yeah.
I think we ran that one out. That one's done.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we have more logos we got to work with.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what the Coven Stead looks like if you've never seen it before. That's it. You can go
I
on there.
would like to note that, should I tell them what's coming in the Coven this week?
Sure.
So sometime this week, likely after the drop, we don't typically do this. However, because it was so popular, like incredibly popular, you guys know that you pre-ordered the Blood Red Coven t-shirts and hats. I will have a handful of extras go on the site in case you missed out. Sometime this week, Coven will be notified. Additionally, we will have, can you go back?
So hold on real quick. Pieces BK shared this with us. This is his
I
full line.
understand.
But what I wanted to show you was this
but,
one did come out before the zombie.
Hey baby, I'm telling them very important news.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to show you that because we were talking about it.
I know. They said it in the comments. I've got it. I appreciate it.
Right,
that's great.
Go ahead.
But not when I'm in the middle of talking about something, please.
Well, I was showing you because he sent it to us.
I know.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Can you open up the website again? Can you capture the website?
Here?
Yeah. Can you go to it and scroll down? Can you scroll up? Right there. That hat.
Okay.
Can you hover over the hat? We are having this hat come out in a dad hat. We have them currently, and I will put them on the website this week after our figure drop.
Very good. That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very excited for that because it's something we've never done with that particular design before.
Yeah, we constantly get asked about dad hats, and we haven't done them that often because here's why. When it was first asked for, we put them up with a particular drop. I can't remember what drop it was. And then it didn't do well. In fact, I don't think we sold enough to meet our minimum,
no,
right?
Not at all.
And so we didn't do it for a while. And then we kept getting people complaining again. Like, where are they at? Where are they at? And we're like, look, we can't do these hats because people aren't buying them. So we took another shot at doing it again for the second time. And since then, it all worked out. Like, people are buying them now.
You guys have been buying so many dad hats.
So Heather has kind of gone back to the dad hat well, and now we're trying to pump them out again. So if you like dad hats and you see it pop up, please go ahead and grab one, and that way we can meet our minimum.
Yes.
That helps us a lot. Please do. We appreciate it.
Yes.
But Pieces BK, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. That is incredibly awesome and helpful.
That's amazing. I really appreciate you putting that together. Pieces BK put together such a wonderful list of everything is on here in terms of like the figures.
Yeah, and
which
pieces,
is really great.
I also would like to thank you for sending that to Chris at an inopportune time and making his big mouth interrupt me when I was in the middle of talking about the dad hats.
So on the bottom of each one, it has the piece count and I'm not going to pay attention to you because you're being an asshole. But it has the piece count and the release date attached to it, which is really cool. I like this. And the reason why I like this so much is that when we work on our podcast, it's hard for me to remember exactly what dates are which or when things drop and everything else. What is really astonishing to me, and I always talk about this, people have come to us and they complain, oh, you guys, how could you take the same figure and just slap a new paint job on it? Mischief Toys, they never do anything new, so on and so forth. And we got these haters out there, okay? What's interesting is we have done, well, hold on. What's interesting is that our 4th drop was a brand new mold, which I don't think anybody has ever done that. I mean, there might be saying there are companies that have.
Fucking impressive.
But companies our size don't do this. This is abnormal. But the fact that we were able to do it, I think, is really cool. Not only that, which, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 9th, I guess you could call it the 8th drop, or 9th drop if you're counting the Breaking Free Ghastly Gargoyle. The 8th or 9th drop is the Be Mine Until Death, which was the Valentine's Day figure. That figure was a brand new mold, and you want to know why it was a brand new mold? And for those out there right now watching,
I don't think it was just that. I'm pretty sure it was this. It started at that one.
No, it's teeth.
Oh, you're talking. No, okay. So
Yeah.
I was talking about. Remember, we had to get the new mold created. That was the same mold, but with different materials.
Well, and that's the thing. So we've had to go through a lot of different molds. One, as Heather mentioned, that we had to do one that was a different type of material because our original figures were not holding up; they were breaking real easy. So we had to go upgrade, and so they could use different material to make the figures. Then we had to make another mold in order to wipe gas. So if you have Ghastlies, like this radiated Ghastly, his teeth are not molded on; they're wiped off. It's a paint job that has his teeth, right? So you'll notice that some of your figures have molded teeth, and then you'll find some that do not have molded teeth. Well, the Be Mine Until Death was the very first figure we ever put out that did not have molded teeth, which was pretty cool too, right? It gave us a palette to kind of work with where we could do more with the figure. So it's interesting to know for fans and anybody else, even the haters. We have made a lot of molds, even though it might not seem like we have a ton of molds. We have made a lot of molds in order to do different things that we wanted to do. As an example, we have to pay more for each mold in order to have a mold that can be make figures that are translucent.
Yeah.
Because the mold has to take a certain amount of heat in order to be translucent. Yeah. So if you ever get a figure that's translucent and has a little bubble in it and all that kind of stuff, I love those figures so much because it shows you the process and the way that these figures have to be made. We've had people return figures that have the little bubbles in them, and every time I get it back, I'm like, wow, this is so fascinating to me, because if I was ordering some figure from some other company and I received it and it was like that, me personally, I like that. I find that to be interesting, and it gives it almost like a charm. In my opinion, I mean, you can return them all you want, but in my opinion, it adds something.
Yeah, so I have a returned In Flames on my desk because it has the bubble, and I liked it so much. I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to trash it. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm going to keep it.
Absolutely.
I love it.
But we've Lucky Duck wants blankets. That's definitely something we can look into. I try to play around with all sorts of different things. The keychains were sort of a Heather thing. She wanted to see if we could, if keychains would do well. You guys seem to really love the keychains. I was wrapping them in the entire weekend. I didn't even realize we ordered that many keychains, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But that was great. Happy to see that you guys like them. We have a question.
Hold on. We have a lot of questions, so can I start going through them?
Well, let me just get to this one, because this is an easy one. Do you have Ghastly tattoos? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a Ghastly here, And I got a Demonstro here.
I have a Ghastly there, and I have a Coven symbol.
Oh, and I have my Coven symbol too.
This is going to be really awkward, guys. I'm sorry. But I have a Coven symbol on my little foot.
Whoa.
Chris
Heather?
would say it's a big foot, but it's a little foot.
No, it's not that huge.
So let me get to some of the questions. So
Sure.
Dalton asks, do we win a mystery box if there's a truly in our order? Yeah, so the mystery is the fact that yours, does it smell like truly or not? That's the mystery.
Right, that's a good question.
You have already received a mystery box, Dalton. I missed the drop of Radiation Ghastly. You plan to get more? No. So any limited edition figure, this one, for example, was 395 pieces. We do not recreate. So the classic Ghastly we can recreate at any point in time because he doesn't have a number associated with him. Classic Demonstro, anytime, no number associated with him. Maryland Ghastly, we can recreate at any time. We have changed the stickers. So for the Route 1 drop, it has a Route 1 sticker. For our Maryland Day drop, it's the same figure just with a Maryland Day 2024 sticker. So that will change. But there's nothing that states we can't recreate the Maryland figure. Yeah. But special stuff like this...
well, the Maryland figure was meant to be a common figure.
Yes.
That's why we did a first run. If we ever do a first run of anything, it means that it's going to be a common figure. Yes, the answer is I do have a Funko Crown because I love Funko.
Who said that?
I think Lucky Duck was asking.
Oh, yeah.
But I was supposed...
Mine's on my other foot.
Yeah, so she has a Funko Crown too. We got those together. We were supposed to get them with Jason Swoboda. But we ended up going and jumping the gun and felt like a dick about that. But he ended up getting it with Fanatics.
Yeah, so I think that was on the tail end of one of my just regular appointments.
Everybody's asking about Fritz, by the way.
Oh, well, let me get through these and then we'll talk about Fritz. I know you restock Protectors once, one more come in. Late summer, early fall. Someone's patiently waiting for Mortem.
Oh, Mortem is super sick. I cannot. By the way, real quick, for Gastlecast Patreon, the plan is to show you something that is related to Mortem on the upcoming Patreon call, which is this Saturday. What is that? July? Is it the 14th, 13th? I think it's July 13th, and it'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern. But you can join up at 8 p.m. Eastern to have a happy hour fun time before we come on live, do our giveaways, show off the new Mischief toy thing I'm talking about, and everything else. So make sure you go on and join Patreon, patreon.com/Gastlecast if you want to be involved on the fun. And by the way, we will be giving away some Mischief Toys related items during this upcoming Patreon call. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but they're super dope and super AP. So there you go. Are you guys interested in pursuing licensing, i.e. Funko? I love to see that RoboCop Ghastly drawing that Max did as a figure, and obviously RJ does epic stuff. I'd love to see too.
So we actually have a couple of licensed figures in the works, not RoboCop. However, that would be very cool for us to do some sort of niche stuff. I don't know if we could even pursue anything like Marvel or Disney, but, and I don't think we really want to get too far into it. However, what we are doing is sort of niche, and I don't think it will take away from, like, the original designs we do, if that makes sense. So, like, for example, a big part of why Funko is so successful is because they have Spider-Mans, they have Iron Mans, they have Batmans, and things like that, where we don't want to have to rely on that. Like, if Funko proved it themselves, a lot of their more, like, original characters, like the Spastic Plastic line and stuff, they didn't do as well because it's unlicensed.
Yeah, so...
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have to rely on it.
In terms of licensing, we don't want to rely on it, but it is definitely something we're looking into, and it could be something that you see in the future. I know one that we did try to go after that just died on the vine, and I don't know if it'll ever happen, unfortunately, was Dawn of the Dead, 1978. It's a huge deal for me just to work with them. I would literally give them everything we make off the figure, just as long as we keep what it takes to spend on it. Just to say I did it.
Because
I know. I don't want them to see it. I don't want them to see this because we got to make money somewhere in order to survive. But I would literally do that because I love it so much and it is so important to me to do it.
We actually have a concept created, which we sent to the person who owns.
We're gonna hit them up again.
I have, and I heard nothing. So I think I'm gonna reach out to somebody else who might have a different connect.
Yeah, we need to go somewhere else with that because it has to be possible. RoboCop is one that I would love to reach out about as well. Day of the Dead, I would like to reach out and do like a Bub Ghastly. I think that would be fun.
That'd be cool.
But there's a couple other things I have kind of in my mind. I would really like to do, not necessarily like the heavy hitters like a Star Wars Marvel, but more or less stuff I grew up with that I would like to see iterations of that I think would just be fun.
Gremlins!
Yeah, exactly. Like Gremlins or Critters, right? Because I love Critters so much. I would love to do stuff like that. So that's definitely in the cards, so to speak.
So Pieces said, please bring some normal protectors to NYCC or ask $7 a pop to have them available at their booth. So anything that we do is going to be through us. $7 a pop. We love them dearly. However, they've allowed us to carry our protectors. We do not plan on having them at like being sold anywhere else unless there is some sort of deal made. So if we do have them, they will be at our booth.
Coca-Cola, Sprite, and Icy Ghastly confirmed. LOL, JK Rooster said. Here comes the Transformers Ghastly. I'll tell you what, if I could make a Starscream Ghastly, I would absolutely lose my crap. You know, I really should look into that.
What's that?
Transformers and Ghastly. Because I think that would be,
it would be cool.
That would be super sick. That'd be another one that's huge for me. How does Tiny Ghost work around the licensing? So they do parody.
Yeah, parody, there is a fine line. However, I think that Reese has a very good understanding of what is crossing the line and what is like not, because he has dealt with licensors before.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing, and I think he's having a lot of fun with it. I think as far as doing parodies, I guess the closest thing to a parody, that we'll do is something like a Zombie Ghastly, right? That's as close to a parody that we would ever do.
Well, we did the Ghostbusters logo without it being
Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
I guess maybe that's the clue. That was the one where we flew very close to the sun.
We have something else coming that is pretty close, but I don't think it would ever be a thing where they'd be like, "Oh, you can't do that."
Well, I just
do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Well, firstly, I want to be very careful. I don't want to get ourselves in any trouble. We don't need that. But the most important thing to me is if we're going to do it, and this is nothing against any other company at all, and I want everybody to know that. I don't want you to think I'm coming out swinging and I'm pissed off or being a douchebag, because I promise you I'm not. But I think as far as I'm concerned, if I do it, I really want to do it. Like I really want to get the licensing, even though I would lose money or we would lose money out of it. We would take a hit on doing real licensing. I think what Tiny Ghost does is really smart. I think it's great marketing. I think it's a lot of fun. I love those figures a lot. I think they're great. I have a couple of them myself, but I really am not in I'm not in the game to do a parody. I really want to do, if I'm going to do it, real licensing, I guess, right? And that's not negative. I don't want anybody to take it the wrong way, because that's not what I'm saying. It's not negative.
Yeah. Make a Ghastly energy drink? No. People get sued over that. Somebody died from drinking an energized lemonade from like Panera a couple years ago.
I got incredibly ill in 2009, and I went to the hospital because I drank 3 energy drinks in a row.
Yeah, that much. Yeah, I don't like energy drinks.
So I don't drink energy drinks anymore. I will drink caffeine in my Coke Zeros. Somebody was asking me where my Coke Zero is. I'm not drinking that right now. But I love Coke Zero. It's my favorite thing. Heather hates that I drink it so much. But
he drinks a lot. I wouldn't mind once in a while.
I drink a lot of it.
The artificial sweeteners really scare me, and soda's so bad for you.
It keeps me powered up.
You had no issue with energy when you didn't drink them. I
have to cut it out. That's the thing.
Yeah, but you won't.
Yeah. So the Guar collab. Yeah, that's a prime example of working and doing the right thing, the real thing, and what we love. So Guar is something, I think we've made that pretty open now, but that is something that we are working on, and I am so in love with it. It's one of my dreams. It's coming true. By the way, the entire weekend, Heather knows this too. She hated it, I think, partially. I listened to Guar the entire time. I think that part of Heather wanted to listen to Taylor Swift.
I did.
But I listened to Guar the entire time, and I had such a good time listening to him.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about the Guar team up. Go ahead.
Yeah, but no news on that.
No news.
We will announce news when we are ready.
Yeah.
It is in the works. It's going to be very awesome. You guys, if you're fans of Guar, you will love it. If you are fans of Mischief toys and not fans of Guar, I still think that it's an amazing figure that you guys will really dig. It's very unique, very fun, and it has just really cool touches to it. I think you'll really love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm very far behind. Got a restock of the white Coven shirt coming soon. Yeah, so that will actually go up with the dad hat as well. So look for that this week. People are stoked about the dad hats.
Rooster, I want to try that. Glass bottle Coke Zero. I've not had that. And we're also going to tell you a secret about this week's drop as well.
Well, I don't think it will be a secret anymore.
Well, it'll be a secret. It'll be a secret to them. And they're going to want to keep it very close to the chest. And don't tell anybody about this. Because you'll have a better chance than everybody else. What do you think?
I think everybody needs to know.
Yeah, everybody will know, won't they? Well, we'll tell you and you'll know before everybody else. At least you can say that.
Oh, Pieces just laughed at me about indirectly interrupting me.
Oh.
With his checklist.
How many dongs are going to be on the Guar Ghastly figure?
A lot.
I wanted there to be a lot, but unfortunately there won't be. Maybe next time.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, so Sean McLaughlin, Mortem. Mortem's going to be coming at you guys in a very big way later this year. And we have a lot of tricks up our sleeves with our brand new character, Mortem. For those who do not know, Mortem is our cloaked Grim Reaper style character that's a part of the Mischief Toys universe. He's our third character in our lineup. What I love about what we do is that we continue to grow our characters and our character lineup. I hate being reliant on one character, although everybody loves Ghastly a lot. The Monstro, I do see some love for Demonstro, and there are certain people who are super into Demonstro and they want every single one, but not everybody's into him, and I think that's just fine. Mortem will be the next character in the lineup, and I'll see what the balance is there. Are people going to be super crazy about him and Ghastly? Will they be super crazy about Ghastly and just okay with Mortem and Demonstro? Who knows? We'll have to see what happens, but I like to expand, and I have more character ideas in my head for our different Mischief Toys characters. One being a character that is more of a minion to Demonstro, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later.
It's fun. Frank Wilson asked, when is Fritz Ghastly coming out? Maybe at some point. That would be fun.
That's something we've been talking about.
Pieces said, we gotta add Fritz meowing to the intro. So funny thing about Fritz is, he has like the smallest meow. Valo, loud as fuck. Meow!
Yeah.
And Fritz,
well, no, he'll meow loud.
sometimes.
He was outside meowing loud one day.
So, yeah, sometimes. It's but lately it's been
Yeah.
He's so cute. He has such a good meow, though.
Again, this weekend on Saturday, for those who didn't catch it, on Patreon, if you're one of our patrons at levels 2, 3, and 4, you can join up on our Patreon Google Meet call this Saturday, July 13th at 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be on there, but at 8 p.m. it'll start up, and you can hang out with fellow patrons from 8 to 9, hang out, bullshit, talk about whatever you want to talk about. Then at 9, Heather and I will come on, and this call, we're going to show you something brand new, Mortem related, something we have never talked about, something completely behind the scenes, and something that will absolutely shock you and blow you away. Very excited to share all of that with you this Saturday. So if you're a patron, come and hang with us. It's going to be a blast.
So much fun.
Yep.
Will we ever get figures of you two? Probably not. I don't like that idea. That's really weird. It would be cool to see like a Chris and Heather Ghastly, but I've looked on the hub before. Someone told me that there is Funko Pop content on there and people were doing weird stuff, and I don't want a figure of me having weird stuff done to it, because you know people are that weird.
You're going to have so many things in your buttocks, it's going to be ridiculous.
Or so many me up buttocks is.
Oh, I don't know. Too, yeah. Traversing.
Did a winner get announced for June/July 4th photo contest yet? Yeah, so those are strictly Instagram giveaways, and we went live and announced them on Instagram, and we contacted both of the winners.
Yep, and that live is still up, where we announced the winners too, right?
Yeah, you can check our reels. I swear I'm not trying to be boring, but I am looking for more questions. I think I've seen most of that. Oh my gosh, Nikki said 2 people died from Panera. That's insane. A lot of you drink energy drinks. Oh my gosh. That scares me. That really scares me, because I have boba once in a while, and I'll get like a large, and it makes me like really jittery. Like, caffeine and I don't get along very well. I've been waiting for Halloween since November 1st, 2023. Me too. I love Halloween. Absolutely love Halloween. Brad asked, how was that again, Heather? What were you talking about? I'm so sorry. Do you have Grim Reaper figure ideas? Yeah. His name's Mortem. He's on the way. Weren't you guys working on a female character? No. Nope. We were not working on a female character. We have said that it's something we'd like to do at some point, but I want inspiration to strike. I don't want to be like, oh, we need a girl, let's do Ghastly with a bow. Like, I want to, like, picture something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just, like, force it. And right now, it would feel forced. I want her to be something that is inspired. Oh, Nikki, I hope Travis gets better soon. That's really sad. That's really sad. Blind bag minifigures, please. Maybe.
See, that's how we do.
Oh, hi, baby. Hi, sweetheart. Hey. Fritz is here. Hey, Fritzy. Can you move the Ghastly so they can see him? Those are all our friends. Look, you're my best friend, though. Don't worry. Don't worry, buddy. You're my best friend. So here's Fritz. He has been with us less than a week. Oh, he's a bit scared, I think.
Well, he's Heather's been taking care of him hand and foot. I've never seen you take care of anybody or anything as much as you're taking care of him.
That's weird, because I wipe your ass.
That's not true. But you wiped his, though.
I did wipe Fritz's butt.
Hey.
Hey, baby.
Hey, buddy.
He is the sweetest little kitty cat. We love him. He currently lives in our dining room because we're trying a slow introduction with Valo. And we found out the other day some pretty bad news about Fritz. It's nothing like horrible. It's definitely something we can work with and he'll be okay. But
what does he have?
Well, there's a couple things. So first, when the vet was here, we called a mobile vet. Here, baby. Go ahead, sweetie. You can get down.
Hey, bud.
Or do you want to sit next to me?
Hey, buddy.
He's not used to being held too much.
Go ahead.
Oh, there he goes.
He was standing right outside the door when I opened it. He was standing right there.
He's so sweet.
It was like he wanted to come in. Now he's laying at your feet.
We knew... So the vet came and they immediately found that one of his very large, like vampire kitty fangs was broken off. at the gum. So I need to go and get that pulled. And it looked a bit inflamed, so they're a bit concerned about it. He'll probably be on like antibiotics or something, or I don't know. But I'm going to take him this Friday to get it pulled, which I'm sort of upset about because the whole reason I had a vet come to us is because I was like, well, I don't want to stress him out and take him somewhere.
Sean, mobile vet, nice, dude. It was so stupid expensive.
Well, hold on.
It's insanity, but it was worth it for him because I didn't want to put him through anything more than what he's already gone through.
That too, but all of the testing and stuff we got done, it would have been that expensive at the regular vet. It was expensive
AF. Holy shit.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Oh my God.
I was expecting a big bill, but not that big. I was expecting like $500 or $600. It was double that. It was really rough. But I recognize that won't be like forever. That was like initial, hey, this is our first time having him. Like, he needs tons of testing. He needs to be looked at physically. He needs different shots, stuff like that. And additionally, while they were here, they noticed that his ears were very waxy. They think either mites or more than likely some sort of like fungus type thing. Where are you going, baby? Oh, he just wants to lay next to me. So I have to clean his ears once a day, and I have to apply ointment in them twice a day. And the ointment is like an antibiotic ointment, if I remember correctly. I don't remember. I've been taking care of this cat like you wouldn't believe. But another thing that was happening is he's had a leaky butt. And I know that's a little bit graphic, but like he won't actually go to the bathroom on the floor, but
it like comes out of it.
It will come out.
Like an ice cream machine.
And he doesn't even realize it's happening.
And he's got these farts that would just knock you out of your goddamn shoes.
Well,
Those farts are unbelievable.
So I knew something was going on, and the one thing it could be is like he's just getting used to the food that we feed him. But he's been eating that food for quite some time now, like well over a month. So he should be pretty adjusted. So I was like, I think it's more than that. Another thing it could be is some sort of bacterial infection, which would be very likely because he was an outside cat, or parasites. Unfortunately, it is parasites. Fortunately, that's super easy to treat.
Oh, look, Holden.
What's that?
Holden says, did you check him for parasites?
Yep. Yeah, so he has a parasite, and I think it's like 7 days, and then he should be fine. We actually, one of our kitty cats before had it, and it was like super easy. We fed her this like banana tasting medicine, and she was totally fixed up within like a week or something. So he should be good after a couple days of that. I have been feeding him boiled chicken and rice just to make his belly feel a little bit better, and it seems to be making his stool a bit harder.
I would say he's shitting his pants, but he's not wearing pants.
Yeah.
It's just imagine walking around your house and just shitting.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
He's a shitty kitty. Or a shitting kitten.
Or a what do you call him, shits?
Instead of Fritz the shits.
But what's his other ailment that he has, Heather? The other ailment's the heavy one.
The worst news that I got, and I cried over it, I was really upset, but I've sort of like talked to a lot of people. Our friend Sean, Grandma Sean, he's been super helpful with this because he actually fosters and does rescue work with kitty cats. But the vet said that they found FIV antibodies for him. And FIV is essentially HIV, but for cats. It weakens your immune system. There's a couple other things that go along with it. Gum disease is a big symptom, which the vet said he does have like pretty rough gums, and anemia, and he is pretty anemic. So the antibodies could essentially mean he was exposed to it, but his body said, hey, fuck you, and he's not actually infected. But they have to complete another test. So the vet had to call me and said, hey, we found these antibodies. Can we run this other test? And I was like, sure. But all signs point to him having it. I've just accepted that he does have it, that he is FIV positive. And my biggest concern, the vet was like, oh, don't worry, he can live a healthy, long life. And I'm like, okay, but what about our other cat? Like, that was my biggest concern. Because while I would love Fritzy to live forever and ever and ever, I'm here to take care of him for whatever he needs. You know, I'm going to spend whatever amount of money I have to on this kitty cat. I just want to give him a good life. And luckily, it sounds like it's manageable and we can have him for a long time, which is amazing. But...
Oh, Mikey lost a cat that way.
But... the way... My concern was Valo. So the way that it is transferred, it's not through sharing foods. It's not through anything... like normal shit. Like, they can lay together. They can be best friends. It is...
If they have deep wounds, right?
Yes, it is apparently given if there is a deep, deep wound. So if Valo came in and he just bit the shit out of Fritz, he could potentially get FIV. If Fritz
I'd like to tell you something real quick. He
What?
wouldn't have to bite the shit out of Fritz because Fritz is already taking a shit. He wouldn't have to bite the shit. Bite him to shit, make him shit.
Or Fritz would have to, like, really mess Valo up.
Yeah.
The very good news
look,
is...
Holden says get him vaccinated.
Yeah, so that's a question I was going to ask the vet is, can we get Valo vaccinated for FIV?
Holden seems to know a lot. Maybe Holden is somehow involved in being an MD for cats or animals.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, Holden's bringing up,
has a ton.
before you say anything, Holden already is telling you.
Yeah. Well, he
So
could
Holden-
also have experience just having cats, you know?
True.
Because I almost instantly, when he was having that poop problem, I thought back to Violet. And I was like, he probably has worms.
Right.
You know, because we have that experience. So he could be a vet or an assistant or something. Or maybe he fosters. Or maybe he just has kitty cats.
Star,
love to
that's
know.
so sweet. Everything happens for a reason, and Fritz landed in your yard for a reason. Lord knew you'd love him more than anyone else could. He is very lucky to have you. You gave him a second chance.
Aww.
That's right. Oh, Holden says both.
Oh, his girlfriend works at a vet. That's so awesome. Well, I'll have to contact you about any questions about our little Fritz. But
Sean, yes, we'll talk more about that figure coming in this week.
I am very excited for the figure. Very excited.
Oh my God, we just changed gears really fast. I didn't
Really
expect it.
fast.
Well,
yeah.
hold on. Okay, how are we going to close out talking about Fritz? What else we got?
So Fritz is the best kitty cat. Oh,
True.
one thing I didn't mention is...
Well, Valo's a great kitty cat, too.
Oh, Valo is like the best kitty cat.
You have been really coming down on Valo. Valo used to be your best
I
friend.
haven't. He is... I spent so much time with Valo the last week.
Valo's second fiddle right now. You know it, I know it.
I have to give Fritz extra care now.
I know that. That's fine. But
He has messed up ears. Valo needs to accept that.
Valo is in the other room. He's very sad. I saw his face.
Stop. For real, don't guilt me like that. It's really upsetting.
He's fine. He's just...
Shit. Shut up.
I've been paying attention to him. I've been
too.
I've been filling up his attention
baby.
meter. Oh, you scared him away.
You
Look at
scared
that.
him
Good
away.
job, Heather.
It was your big head. And those real big chompers. He probably
I
thinks
wouldn't.
you're going to eat him.
You should not talk about Fritz that way, Heather. That's really fucked
Fritz
up.
is missing his big chomper. But we're not really concerned about him and Valo getting along. Valo is a bit weird about Fritz being in his space. So when Fritz first came in, they were best buddies when Fritz was outside. Valo was like, ooh, what's that? And he would come out.
He hissed at him.
No, not outside. Valo did not hiss until Fritz came inside his house. Valo saw Fritz inside, and then even if he saw him outside, he would hiss at him because he knew Fritz had been in his space.
James Grace is here from the UK. It's 2:40 a.m. there.
James, thank you for being
Hey,
here.
James. Sean Neal, great chatting with you, my friend. You're the best. We love that Sean Neal. He's the best. And he said, unfortunately, he's going to be unable to make it to the Patreon call this weekend.
Aww.
I hope things move around. He can make it.
Yeah, I hope so too, but I
So-
think there's big things coming. But yeah, we're not really concerned. I'm not concerned about Fritz and Valo getting into fights. Valo is like 16 years old. He's old. And when Valo has hissed at Fritz, it happened like 4 times? Fritz just is like, what the fuck? Like, he doesn't react. He
He's
doesn't
king.
try to scratch. He doesn't try to
Fritz
bite.
Fritz is the best cat in terms of his...
Chill.
Yeah, just his demeanor, everything about Fritz is really, he's such a good cat.
Yeah.
Valo is really good too, but Valo, he's sort of, he's very territorial. Whereas Fritz is, he just doesn't care. I don't know if it's that he's sick right now, not feeling well, or what it is, but you're about to drop third place as Heather's favorite in the house with all that. But look, I've been to last place for a very long time. Don't get it twisted up. Look, this week we are dropping a brand new figure from Mischief Toys. We're not telling you what it is. Tonight, I sort of wanted to, and I sort of wanted to show you part of what we were doing this week. But in talking to Heather a little bit more, she's right. We shouldn't do it. We will only have one drop this week. No more, no less. And that drop...
well, besides the Coven merch.
I'm talking about the public release.
Okay.
One public release this week. This release, as of right now, in this point in time, anything can change at all times. Things can change. Things can go by the wayside. As of right now, in this moment, more information will be coming very soon. The drop will occur this Thursday. And I'm thinking this Thursday at...
Don't do a time.
Do you want a time?
Don't do a time.
Okay.
Because our schedule's really weird this week.
This Thursday. We'll give you more information about a time. I'm going to develop a promo. I haven't gotten around to it yet because of all the packing.
Which is why we didn't want to tell you the figure tonight. Because we want you to be blown away by Chris's promo. I am so excited to work on it. It is going to be America all over. And it's going to be awesome. I'm sorry it's not falling on the week of 4th of July. But I think you guys are going to adore it either way. It's a really, really cool piece. And you're going to want it in your collection for sure.
So it is very, it's very on the side of like 4th of July and stuff like that. So I think you guys are really going to love it. You may not expect it. It might be something completely in left field. I don't know. I cannot wait to see what your response is. But this was supposed to be like our big drop of last week, and we were unable to make it happen. I explained what happened. We got like one part of the shipment at one point, and it got the other part of the shipment too late. It just was a huge mess. But this piece is amazing. I think it'll become probably at the top of your favorites on your favorites list. The figure is what's going on? Is everything okay? Do we want to say the limit of the figure? The number? We don't want to say that either.
No.
Right? Okay. It's not above 400. We can say that.
Yeah,
it's not 400 or above. It's below that.
It's above 1 and below 400.
Boom. Look at that. People have asked before, why, how do you come up with your numbers or whatever? Heather and I will literally sit in a room. She'll go down the list of each figure that we're working on, and she'll go, how many are we doing of this? And I'll say, how about this number? And Heather's like, are you sure? Maybe we should do more. I'm like, I don't know. And then she'll go, hey, okay, how about this figure? And I'm like, oh, how about this? She goes, well, why don't we do less of that one? I think that would be fun. Oh, okay. And then we kind of go back and forth. So we literally, the numbers are completely random.
Yeah.
Like, we don't come up with anything. The only one that I would say was a definite number. Two. One was the 666 Black Metal Ghastly.
3 then. 214.
All the 214s.
Yeah.
Right, for Valentine's Day. So 3 figures total were ones that we knew right away what the numbers are going to be. Black Metal Ghastly doing 666 was completely out of pocket. Like, I did not expect to even... I expected to have that on the website for years. I didn't think it would end up selling out. And it sold out within like a week and a half or something. And we're talking about a figure that is very specific to people who like black metal music. Some people probably didn't even understand what the hell it even was, or what corpse paint even where corpse paint even is. There's a lot of social. It's 666. That might drive people away. Upside down crosses. That might drive people away.
Heads.
But goat's heads. But it was all supposed to be a box contained of black metal, what black metal represents. And I always thought the music was cool. I don't care about the association of this like believing in Satanism. That's not my thing. But I just thought it was cool to embody that in this box with this figure. I think we did a good job at that. But 666 was a high ass number.
It was.
That was a
Sean says we need more lower drops like 214. Honestly, so that's very difficult to do. We were able to get away with lower drops when we, like at the very beginning, because we didn't have a relationship with our manufacturer and they understood that. but they not only do they push us to do higher, but our fans also push us to do higher. So I'm not saying that lower is completely out of the realm. However, it's incredibly difficult for us to do based off of our expectations with our consumer base as well as our manufacturer.
I would say we get more hate mail when we do lower count figures. Now, I love lower count figures because lower count figures are sort of the I don't know, the specialness of a company like ours. I love being able to do low numbers, but you got to remember we're operating a business. We're trying to be able to do more. We're trying to grow what we do, and we want to make sure that people are getting these figures in hand and they can collect them. If every single figure was a 200 count and everybody's going after them and they can't get a hold of them, after a while, most people will either give up or they'll say, "What the hell? Like, what am I? What is this about?
Yeah.
And then you're also going to have people who are just quicker and they might be able to get more of them, right? So it just causes a lot of issues. So by having figures that are different numbers and kind of fluctuating up and down, I think that's what makes it fun. You have some that are really hard to get, and then you have some that are easier to get. Yeah. And Black Metal Ghastly happened to be one of them.
Sean, I see your point. Make it Coven only on low drops. I completely get it. But again, like it's very difficult to operate a business and do low piece count. So for example, the 214 piece figures that we do, they cost a hell of a lot more than our 350 piece counts, for example. Like a significant amount more. But we keep them the same price generally just because we don't want to throw you guys through a loop. It's very hard to, continue running a business if we were to survive off of just low piece counts. Which is why I believe Funko has gotten away from doing the ultra lows, as in like hundreds or even like 48 and 24. Like those like gone are the days of that, right? But
we're still going to do it. We're still going to go low. Like it isn't like we're not going to go low. We are going to go low.
It's very difficult to do on a regular basis. And also I don't like to just do certain, like I want low piece counts for the general public too. I don't want to keep it just for Coven. I do agree that more low piece counts should be for the Coven, and we do keep the Coven relatively low. It's very rare that we drop a high I think the highest we've gone in the Coven was 250.
I think so. Thank you, Sean. No, Sean's he's just throwing out ideas.
No. I understand.
I know you do. I'm just saying in general.
Can I finish?
Yeah.
I just want to explain why you don't see ultra low piece counts and you have in the past. It's really difficult to do, and in order to keep Mischief Toys running, we need to ensure that the amount that we're spending on figures isn't like just breaking even. We have to make money to continue to fund more figures, right? So I just want you all to understand that there is some sort of rhyme or reason for what we do, and it's not because we don't want super low piece count figures. But I mean, you have to think about it. How many toy companies are you seeing that are doing 300 piece figures, right? Like I would say a majority of our figures are within like the 330 to 360 range.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, how many companies are doing that? Like, that's unheard of for Funko. They're producing at least 30,000 of each common.
Oh, cool. Well,
if they have
huge.
Like 20,000 piece count stickers, right?
They're huge. They're huge.
I know they are, but my point is, like, we are incredibly low compared to a lot of people.
100%.
Right?
Well, yeah, but what I will say is that Nikki made a very good point. She goes, "How can you grow without growing?"
Yeah.
Right? So very good point, and I like hearing that. I like hearing that people kind of see and understand kind of how we're navigating this thing. And by the way, we're no pros at this. Like we have learned everything based off of what we've seen and based off of what we've seen and what we want to see. And I feel like we've done a good job at keeping to that instead of like trying to make too many constantly and overblowing things and just souring what Mischief Toys is right out of the gate. I feel like we've kept it very low and all of that. But the point that I wanted to make, though, is that Radiation Ghastly or Radiated Ghastly, whatever you want to call him. By the way, we got beat it up for calling him Radiated Ghastly.
Okay, can I explain why we called him Radiated Ghastly?
Yeah.
Our manufacturer has been calling him Radiated Ghastly. And we loved it so much that we just decided to keep the name.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
It just sounded good to me anyway.
It was fun.
It sounded good to me anyway. But I saw a lot of new names in the Radiated Ghastly drop.
Yeah.
Like a lot of
so
new
awesome.
people ordering Radiated Ghastly. And I noticed that we got a lot of love on Instagram from Radiated Ghastly as well. More than usual for Mischief Toys, which was great. I noticed there were some bigger people kind of liking it in the art world. Were liking the figure as well.
That.
So that is really great. Our idea for this company and what we're doing now, it's one, building something we believe in, building a legacy, and having fun while we're doing it. I mean, this is what we love to do. We absolutely love doing Mischief Toys and putting out all these figures, coming up with all of these ideas. It's just a blast. All of it is, and I consider it sort of a dream job to be able to do what we're doing and throwing all this stuff together and discussing like what the New York event is going to be like and what the Maryland event next year is going to be like and what kind of exclusives that we're going to be working on. It's just really, really, really cool. Mikey says Fallout players were talking about it. Oh, that's amazing.
That's cool.
That's so cool. Thanks, Mikey. I didn't realize that. That's really cool. Yeah, I had a feeling that it would speak to Fallout fans.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Shadow Force had a question earlier. He said, How soon will it be before we get more clues on the Coven plush mystery? So, you got your clue. I handed you the video that you needed. I think most of you knew, but Chris and I decided that we're not going to spell it out like we did with the initiation coin. I think we gave like 3 or 4 clues for that, and it was basically like, please just do this and solve it. So we told people like on the rim of the coin how many letters to skip to spell out what you needed to spell out. And we're not going to do that this time. So you guys have to look within the video and figure that out. So with that being said, it'll likely be sometime within the next 3 weeks, probably sooner, that you will receive the instructions on how to utilize what you have found within that video. And if you... We are also going to set a specific date and time.
Yeah.
Because email can be lagged. So we want to ensure that everybody gets the email and that you know what time to be on the website at a specific area in order to utilize what you found.
Yeah. Christopher Clayton says, lower piece counts are not meant for everyone to have, and that's what makes them special. Mm-hmm. We're not always going to get what we want. I understand the balance, but you'll never be able to please everyone. Very good point. I like your point. However, what people fail to realize is that when you're dropping these things and you're applying these numbers to them, as you grow, as our business grows and more people are finding out about Mischief Toys, and they're unable to get every drop, which we've had people that have been unable to get most of the drops, they're complaining, they're upset, and they want to be able to obtain something. So our balancing out of numbers and everything, again, is for many reasons, right? It's for, one, to make it fun because you can get something that's super limited, especially if you're in the Coven of Mischief. Additionally, we can make some numbers higher so more people can get their hands on it. And the biggest one is for us to be able to grow and more people to get their hands on these figures, obtain them, and then share it with their friends and kind of grow Mischief Toys. Because we want Mischief Toys to be big. I mean, we want it to be, I want to be able to hand this off to my son one day, right? This isn't just about making low count figures, and Heather and I are like, ha ha ha, we're making 150 count figures, and we just keep putting them out because it's just so much fun. We're growing a business here, and so there's a lot of aspects to it. We want to have fun, obviously, and we have fun all the time, but we're also building a business. It's tough. It's a really tough gig that we're involved in.
I like how you talk about handing the business over to Max, but I think by the time it could be handed to him, he will absolutely hate it because of all the boxes he's had to build.
I will. Yeah, I know. It's funny that speaking of that, tonight Heather and I, we picked Max up from his mom, and we get him off and on, every couple weeks or whatever. And so when we picked him up, he got in the car and we're driving down the road, and we talked about Mischief Toys a minute. He was asking what's the news of Mischief Toys? What have you guys been doing with Mischief Toys? And we went back and forth. We explained radiated Ghastly, so on and so forth. And he said something along the lines of, I love helping you guys with Mischief Toys. I really want to help you guys with Mischief Toys. And I was like, yeah, of course. I said, I appreciate you.
He said he enjoys making the boxes, which blew my mind.
He enjoys making boxes, but what he said was, and it was key to me, because when I heard it, it made me
I know
feel,
what you're about to say.
Yeah, really it made me feel a certain way.
Yeah.
Really, it made me feel really special, like I'm giving him something without knowing I'm giving him something. But he said, I feel really special to be a part of something.
Yeah.
And I was like,
sweet.
yeah. I was like, well, you are a part of this, Max. You are a part of this. And the same with all of you guys. You all are a part of this too. You're watching these items drop and all that. And as I always mention, no one should ever feel like they have to buy something to buy it because you feel like, oh, I'm helping Mischief Toys and I want to do this to help them. I would say that buy the figures that you want, enjoy what you're collecting, and show them off every chance that you can get, because that's what I do as a collector. Anytime I have something really special, I try to post up photos of it and all that kind of stuff. So that is always so. We so much appreciate that when you guys share us and put us in your stories and tag people and everything else. I mean, it's just so cool, and we really appreciate all that love. It's just amazing. Holden, I'm not going to read your comment out loud, but I will tell you that is something that we have been discussing in a very big way, and we're trying to bring it to life without letting somebody know about it. We're keeping it very under wraps and very secretive. I'm not really worried about letting the cat out of the bag on that one, but it is something we're trying to get completed, and we want to surprise said person with that, because I think his head would explode if he knows that he brought that to life, Holden. So thank you. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. I'm super stoked over it, and thank you guys. Yeah, Lucky Duck, you're awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for making collecting fun again. I got so bored with collectibles. I bought Hot Toys because I love Hot Toys. But Funko got relatively boring to me. And a lot of other companies that I was collecting, it was just like, oh, it's a lot of the same old stuff. And I wanted to bring my own twist, to that. To include these puzzles that we do and these special items and working with great artists like Michael Duran. To me, that's what makes Mischief Toys so special and helps it grow. What is this?
This person is coming back again.
Just can you do it?
No,
oh, it's gone.
Already gone.
Okay, I won't even respond anymore. Just be done with it. Yeah, be done with it.
Fucking annoying.
Obey, buy, and make mischief. Please don't put us in that. I don't want to be. It's not forceful. I promise. Yeah, JM. Yeah, so yeah, he did. He brought that RoboCop Ghastly to life, and he what was it? Demonstro RoboCop 2, which is badass. He killed it. Absolutely killed it. Capped by Ghastly at the tippy top. It's so exciting to hear.
He said Funko is very low on our channel.
Yeah, it excites me to see that people are looking at Mischief Toys Ghastly and what we do as like their top favorite. And I honestly, going into this, it wasn't where I ever thought we'd be, but here we are. People are calling us their favorite. They love to collect Ghastly, Mischief Toys, and everything else. So that means the world to us. I really appreciate it. What do you got? Picture of a king?
Oh my goodness.
There he is, a little king.
He just wants to be with us. Look where he is.
He's in the doorway.
He's right by the door sleeping.
Yeah.
He is like the sweetest, and I never expected him to be this way, because I saw him as like a stray cat, and stray cats don't like people.
Right.
He would run.
I as I told you, Heather, I don't think he was a stray cat.
He was.
I think he was for a short stint.
No, he's been stray for a minimum of 2.5 years.
He might have been taken in because we didn't see him all the time.
I saw him all the time. He would just run the other way.
Maybe. I don't know.
I saw him at least 2 or 3 times a week. And I was like, we didn't have cameras then.
Right.
The reason we knew that he was hanging out back there is because we have cameras all over the place now.
Yeah.
But I would see him all the time, and he would run.
Well, he's being a king.
I thought that he was just like a cat that was scared of people. I ended up trapping him early May so that he could get neutered to help the stray cat problem, because there's a lot of stray cats out there, as well as his temperament, because when he came up to me, like he walked over to me and he had a wound on his head, and I was like, he must be fighting with another cat. And that's what they had assumed. He's so chill. I don't think cutting his man parts out like made him this chill. I really think that like another cat just came and effed him up.
Yeah.
Because he's such a chill, sweet cat. And when I had
Didn't
trapped
deserve
him,
that, I'll tell you that.
yeah, when I trapped him, he seemed really scared of me. I mean, obviously he was in a trap, but he seemed really scared of me in general. And when he came back, he just ran away, and I just expected to like feed him and, you know, he would go on his way. But I ended up like getting closer to him to like check on his wound. I bought some stuff to hopefully get on him, and luckily after a few weeks I was able to like rub it on him. But he let me pet him too.
Yeah. No, he's a good dude.
He's
a good little king.
I'm blown away. I am blown away.
Shadow Force, you're everyone's favorite because you both interact with your fan base, and that inclusion speaks volumes. You look, as far as I'm concerned, we are a part of this community. We're just as excited as you guys when releases happen. I'm right there with you. I always tell Heather, like when drops happen, I'm like, we got to go live on Instagram. I want to talk to everybody. I want to be a part of like the fun and just hear how they're feeling about all this stuff. Hear how they're feeling about, you know, promos that we put up and all these types of things. It makes me, you know, excited to see what people are saying, like commenting about promos and excitement and everything. I'm just right there with you. And I think it's funny that you say all this, Shadow Force, because, you know, I feel like I'm right next to you guys this entire time. You know, I talked about before, you know, we really weren't seeing the things that we wanted to see out of collectible companies, so we decided virtually to make our own, which I never thought we would actually, we would be, I don't know, we would do well at. I thought it would fail almost instantly.
I thought that we were going to do the first 2 figures and that was it.
That would be it, yeah. And I was sort of there with Heather, although I had a little bit more hope. But here we are still standing, and I feel like we're getting better at it and doing well with a lot more ideas. We got so much more ideas and excitement still left in us, right? Hopefully for a very long time. But the fact that we weren't seeing what we wanted to see in the collector space and kind of making it our own and doing our own thing, we're showing you what we wanted to see and what we have been wanting to see, and you know, in the collector community, and here, you know, we're the puzzles are a prime example of that. That was something I really wanted to be involved in the last plush for Initiation. When we did that, I told Heather, I want to do so much more of this. Like, I really like this. I think this is so much fun. And I really want to lace in little secrets and puzzles and things and see who gets it first. And whoever gets it first, and maybe like the first 5 people who get it, the very first people, will win something. I don't know. Like, I'm going to come up with something. I've got to come up with something. But it makes it fun. It makes people want to... It connects you to it. It connects you to it. And that's what I'm looking for constantly. So my way of connecting to something, I'm getting you to connect to Mischief Toys, and I feel that same sort of connection. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? That doesn't sound weird. Right?
It
does. Sound weird? Yeah. But I mean, I feel like that connection I'm looking
Same.
for. And there it is, right?
Same. Yeah, I like the puzzle thing. The main two main reasons where it complicates things is one, it's very hard to figure out how to make it happen. As in, like, we had to print out the pieces of paper. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. The website portion of it and how to make that happen is
Right.
very difficult.
Yeah.
But the other thing that is a bit, I don't want to say difficult, it's more so time consuming for us. And I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way. I promise I don't mean it in a negative way. But we get a lot of questions when it comes to that. Like, we get a lot of DMs, a lot of emails, a lot of Instagram messages and stuff. And it sort of, you know...
slows things down.
It does. It slows our customer service down a bit when we're just having to answer the same way, like, you know, you'll receive an email when it's time. We tried to include that on the note, and I understand, like, I think people are just really, really excited, which I am too. I'm, like, super excited for it, but we had to, unfortunately, wait for international people to get theirs as well. And then once the international people got theirs, it was time for the merch drop, and it was time for the 4th of July week. So that's sort of what the holdup has been.
Well, the worst aspect of all this, or the worst side, is the fact that I came up with that puzzle thing in the like before we put the drop up. Me putting up the puzzle, that was like at the tail end of us putting the drop up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I came up with that at the very last minute. And Heather was like, this is a horrible idea. It's not going to go well. And I'm like, let me just try this. Let me see what happens. And we did it. And now we got to finish this off and see who can end up completing the puzzle. But it's me. My ideas always come too late. And then we're trying to ham fist it and make it work. And I feel like this time we did okay. But, you know, I wish I would come up with this stuff earlier.
Yeah.
And then we could think it out a little bit better.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
FAQ at the bottom. So, maybe... The problem is, the point of a puzzle is you guys figuring it out. So, I honestly would rather not announce that there's a puzzle with something. I'd rather just do it and see who is able to get it. Like, that would be the most fun for me.
The last one we did is a tough one. In fact, if we didn't say anything, I don't know if anybody would even know.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No. Collecting had started getting a big stale for me until I discovered y'all. I really appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Jim. That's so sweet. Eric Hooker said air trash fail. Jesus. That was unbelievable. I don't know how we came up with that fix, but we did, and it all worked out.
I do. We showed it here on the channel.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, just the fact that we came up with that.
You brainstormed live.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah,
I said,
it was weird.
That's fucking crazy.
What's tomorrow's Mischief Monday photo?
Patriotic.
I know last week was red, white, and blue. This one's patriotic, and it will be wrapped into our July Mischief Mondays.
R. Perez, there's initiation Ghastly and Demonstro, so will there be more initiation figures like Tiki and future characters? That's always a possibility.
More to come.
Yeah, we can't say yes, we can't say no.
More to come on that.
Yeah. You'll see as time goes on, I guess, if there will or won't be.
Yeah.
It's that's one paint job that I really love, is the black, like all black with red. I think it's fun.
I wanted there to be something that basically encapsulated like the original version of the character.
Yeah.
And it's sort of the shadow of the character.
Yeah,
which I thought was fun.
It reminds me, so in Kingdom Hearts there's a Shadow Sora.
Right.
That's what it reminds
that would be
me
fun.
of.
Yeah.
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 It's very cool.
Okay. We've been on a long time. What?
Peter Pan's Shadow.
Ooh, yeah. We've been on a long time. Will you keep doing the Mischief Toys podcast? Yeah, I really want to get back to it, but it's like every chance that I feel like we're going to do it. Like 4th of July week is here, and now we're doing that, right? So we just got past that. We got the drop this week. Maybe in the next couple weekends, Heather and I can put our heads together and get that going. Right now, we're super involved in New York and the Night of Mischief event. And I want to tell you something really special. We came up with a brand new Night of Mischief logo, which I'm so stoked over. And we might even be able to show it off during our Patreon call. I'm thinking about that. I'm not really sure yet.
No.
No? You don't
Stop
wanna do that?
saying that. No.
Okay.
I want to blow their minds.
We're waiting for that later then. The night of, maybe? Or no, later before the event, we're going to show. Is that we're going to
just before we have to?
Right when we do like
Yeah.
the sale of the tickets. Okay, maybe we'll show in the Patreon call closer.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll do that. Yeah.
maybe.
But this weekend we will. Was it Saturday, the 13th of July? We're going to be showing you something that is Mortem related. I think you guys are going to love it. Make sure that if you're a patron on Patreon. Levels 2, 3, and 4 to join up during that call. It'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern, but remember, the call starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, where you can hang out with fellow patrons and you can BS for a little while, talk about a bunch of stuff, and then at 9, Heather and I will come on and we'll start the show. So come and join up on patreon.com/Gastlecast. You're probably wondering, or maybe you're not, but I'm still thinking this Patreon for Mischief Toys through. And I have some pretty cool ideas on the board for that. I would love to hear feedback on our next Patreon call. If you're a patron, have some feedback ready for what you think about a Mischief Toys Patreon. I would love to hear some more about it.
Now,
what you guys would think.
One thing that we've stated we will not do if we create the Mischief Toys Patreon is show first looks at items. That will continue to stay on the Gastlecast Patreon.
Yeah.
So Patreon depends on how you want to support. So on patreon.com/Gastlecast, you can see what the different tiers will get you. So we start at $3 a month, but you essentially don't really get anything. It's just to support the channel. You do get a sticker. Eventually, it's been a bit since we've shipped stickers, but we will be working on that once things slow down with Mischief Toys a little bit, likely after this week, or maybe even sometime at the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
I'd like to work on getting the Patreon stickers out because it has been a couple months since I have done that. But then when you start to get into the perks, there's a $5 perk which you get to join the Patreon call. It's $5 a month. There's a $10 a month where you get to join the Patreon call and you are entered into giveaways. And then there is a $20 a month where you get to join the Patreon call, you get entered into giveaways. Level 4 actually has a minimum of quarterly level 4 only giveaways, which can be super high-end items, autographed pops. We've given away Hot Toys before. We've given away APs, stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll have Mischief Toys giveaways for this weekend, AP related stuff. So be there on the 13th of July, which is Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Again, 8 p.m. Eastern is when you can join up for the happy hour, the fun time between 8 and 9. You can hang out with fellow patrons. Patrick Norman says, you guys killed it with working hard and shipping items out fast as hell. Appreciate you both for your blood, sweat, and tears. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Something very interesting happened this weekend. Can I just mention it without sounding like a douchebag, or would I sound like a huge douchebag?
I have no idea what you're going to say.
What I just showed you.
You can talk about it. It's fine.
So we actually got scolded for shipping too fast. Someone, I've never seen the name before. They have never ordered from us before. Purchased the blue Ghastly head pin on Friday during the restock. They literally purchased it within 30 seconds of it going live. They didn't email us until yesterday, and they said, I want to cancel my order. And I said, well, your order has already been shipped. I can't cancel it. They said, this is unacceptable. I never thought in a million years that we would ever get scolded for shipping something out quickly. It's always like, if something takes more than 3 days, we'll occasionally get an email like, hey, when's my order getting shipped out? And it's like, it's only been a couple days. Can you give me some more time, please?
Right.
But yeah, this is the first time we've ever been told that it is unacceptable that we shipped very fast. So their excuse was they accidentally placed the order. And my question is, how do you accidentally place an order the moment something goes up for sale? Like, you have to be waiting for it, because that pin went in less than a minute. That pin restock went in less than a minute. So
here's what I'll say. Just to make this very clear, we do have a return policy on our website. So if you ever order anything and you wonder what the return policy is, it is there. You can go and read it. It's on there right now. You can read the return policy. We're pretty clear in the I don't know, the definition of return policy. We actually got a little help from our legal team. So we're trying to make sure to do all the right things. We try to make sure to ship as fast as we possibly can. We want to be able to make sure that our customers are happy. They get their stuff as fast as possible. Sometimes we've been a little slow in different things, especially when it comes maybe to t-shirts, because it takes a little while to get the t-shirts in hand. It's the only pre-order thing that we do. But I would say for the most part, we get things out the door in just a matter of a couple of days. And I don't know how many other companies can say that legitimately, but we do it. We try our best to do it. All right. That's all we've got to say about that. To that person, you got your item, and that's it. That's just how it is. You read the return policy, and you can have fun with that. All right. So this week we have a brand new item coming your way from Mischief Toys. It was supposed to be a part of our 4th of July drop, but it wasn't a part of the drop because of some shipment issues. So it'll drop this week on Thursday. Heather will shoot out an email. I'll shoot out a promo at some point this week, giving you more information about like time and all that kind of stuff. So you are well prepared for this drop. I'm going to tell you right now, you do not want to miss this drop. It is fantastic.
It's so
It is
cool.
one of the coolest things ever. You're going to love it for sure.
People are talking about that guy being a scammer. I would like for them to come back and try to like tell us that we have scammed them. Our return policy is clear as day. Again, Chris mentioned our legal team worked on it. Like, they worked very hard to ensure that everything was fine with it, and it totally is. We have that in place for a reason. And the most ridiculous excuse, like, it would be one thing if they were like, hey, I ordered this 3 months ago and I never received it. But it's a completely different thing to be like, hey, they shipped my order before I could email them to cancel it. How dare them? Like, can you imagine explaining that to your credit card company? I'm receiving what they have sent me. I accidentally placed an order.
Yeah, the person's they're a big dummy. Who cares? Well, I just want to let that go. Just what you should do now is block them from ever purchasing from Mischief Toys. Good. Don't let them ever buy from us ever again.
I don't want them to accidentally purchase again. That
Never
would be
again.
such a shame.
I don't need that. Do not have them buy from us ever again. Tomorrow, for the week of what is it called? Mischief Mondays. Sorry, not week of Mischief. Mischief Mondays. The photo challenge is patriotic. And I know last week was red, white, and blue, but that was specifically for last Monday. Patriotic is for the month of July. So every Monday we have this photo challenge, and then we announce a winner of our very favorite photo from the entire month. What we do is choose 3 photos that we love. We put them on...
Hold on. This past month, no, that's not always going to happen, because there might be one where you and I are like, this has to be the winner.
Okay.
So I think each month there is the possibility that it could change. I don't want to stick to like, oh, we're going to choose 3, because this past month we didn't choose 3, we chose 4.
Right.
Remember that?
I'd like to choose 3 and then do a randomizer, because there are so many great photos that come through.
There are.
I would like to randomize it and select a winner that way.
There could be one that really stands out to us.
And
so
maybe we'll talk about that in the future, but that's kind of where we're at right now. Thank you, Darth Chopper. You guys are the reverse of Toys Wonderland. Holy shit. I had nothing but issues with them, but luckily it all got resolved thanks to my bank. Thank God for that. But look, that's it. That's all we've got for you. We appreciate you guys. Check out patreon.com/Gastlecast if you want to become a Patreon or a patron to this channel. We have our upcoming Patreon call this Saturday, which will be the 13th of July. at 9 p.m. Eastern. So come and hang with us, levels 2, 3, and 4.
Yes. Before we close it out, Nikki had a very good point. She said that it's hard enough for us to find time to do a call for Gastlecast. And I just want to know, in reference to the Mischief Toys Patreon, I just want to note that a lot of what we would do on the Mischief Toys Patreon is share things via text. We may share like photos or whatever, but one thing that Chris would like to do, and there could be different maybe items. We would have to figure out how to do that, though. I don't know if that's a possibility with Patreon, but it's something I would like to look into, items wise. But
like exclusives through Patreon?
Possibly.
Yeah, I like that idea.
I like that idea. It would be difficult to navigate, though, unless there is a way to link that to our store. So it's something that I'd like to look into. That's definitely not a promise, because Patreon has their own stuff that they do. So, for example, on Gastlecast Patreon, we have t-shirts that after 3 months of being a level 4 patron, you receive a Gastlecast t-shirt. Well, that's through Patreon's store. So I don't know that we would be able to link it to our website and do our own merch.
We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more to talk about for the Patreon, for Mischief Toys.
But Chris had mentioned that we would possibly maybe once a month or once every other month, depending on how drops go and things like that, where they would hang out with us while we are wrapping packages.
Exactly. So that's something that I think will be a lot of fun, that you guys would be able to see how we sort of wrap our packages up and like kind of what the process is for us. I don't know how it would go. It'd probably be a train wreck, at least for the first 2 calls. But for the future of that Patreon, if we do it, we'll show you sort of the process for Mischief Toys. More or less the behind the scenes of how Mischief Toys works as a machine with Heather, myself, and maybe even sometimes Max, depending on what the drop is looking like. So I think this could be a really fun behind the scenes opportunity. And I think that that's something that Mischief Toys offers more than anything, is that you have a direct connect to Mischief Toys through seeing how things actually do really play out behind the scenes, through our Gastlecast Patreon, through our Instagram videos, and even through this channel. But having a Mischief Toys Patreon could be something entirely different. And we might even learn what the Mischief Toys Patreon is when we start it. It might start as one thing, but end as something entirely different. It could evolve into something else. I don't know. But it's something that I'm willing to just try out. And if you guys are on board with us, let's do it. Let's see what happens. And it would help, it benefit Mischief Toys in a really big way. It would help Mischief Toys grow even more and quicker than it is today.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Can you eventually do tours of the warehouse? Would love to come see it. We will do virtual tours since it's at our home. We won't ever invite people over here to see it. But we will definitely take you guys through a tour with our camera once everything's set up. It's a bit of a mess right now. A bit of a very big mess.
It's hard to even walk in there right now.
We're like in like an after drop apocalypse right now.
We just worked
crazy.
A drop, but we really honestly need like a whole other week to get straight, which is why Heather and I, in a really bad way, need to get out of our day jobs and work specifically on Mischief Toys, because there's so much to do, and this weekend showed me that. We have so much to do. It's so stupid, the amount of shit that's going on. But tours, virtual tours, 100%. But as Heather mentioned, at our house, so it would be weird to parade people back behind our house. It'd be really weird. But good question though. But thank you all. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for your support, both for Gastlecast and Mischief Toys. We posted a brand new video yesterday. Go and watch that brand new video. We talked about all sorts of things. We talked about Mischief Toys there as well, but we also talked about the 5 and below pop swap, which is very odd, and we talk about why it's odd. And trackers commented on Instagram about this and stated that pop swap happens during San Diego Comic-Con. Did you even realize that?
No. That's very interesting.
Very interesting. I wish we would have realized that during the video, but we were so frantic in trying to wrap things that I didn't even do any homework. I just sort of made a video. But more videos coming this week. Starting tomorrow, look for a new video every single day. We'll be back here next Sunday live with you again to talk about all things that happened during the week, to include that awesome drop. And I can't wait to see your guys' response for that. Patrons, we'll see you on Saturday. It's going to be an absolute blast. Please come and join us live on Google Meet. More information to be shared on Patreon, so look out for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you, and make mischief, please.
Bye.